Tuesday, around 7 p.m, I took a train to Jogland, Clapham South. I think I was looking to buy a carnivorous plant from a nearby garden centre, but by the time I left the station, I was desperate to take a piss. The need for privacy guided me and my bloated bladder onto the common, where I was disappointed to discover a lack of appropriate spots. I realised this search for privacy might take longer than I expected, so I zipped up my coat and proceeded to distance myself from the high street and push on into the wilderness. As I was walking, I became aware of a melody going round and round in my head. It was like a sort of bass line that went bum 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 ba ba dum bum 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 ba ba dum dum bum bum dum bum bum ba da da dum da 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 do 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 do. The song was beginning to drive me around the bend when, to add to my frustrations, it started to rain in that irritatingly ethereal drizzle that could seemingly soak even the most hydrophobic of skin. In a statement of resistance, I put up my otherwise defenceless umbrella. You see, by this time my boots had already sufficiently sponged up enough liquid to justify liberal use of the word sodden when describing my feet and legs. It was around then that I came to a grove of deciduous trees. With just the right balance of good coverage and easy access, the spot would have been ideal if it were not for the dog. I was on the verge of relief when I noticed this fat, inbred dog that couldn't really breathe properly standing around 3 meters away from me. It's hard to describe what happened between us. The dog had the most inquisitive, hypnotic gaze that I couldn't help but meet, and it was as though the dog knew that I knew that the dog knew what was in store for me. God knows how long I was under the spell of that wheezing dog oracle, but by the time I left the grove, I realised I had completely forgotten to urinate. Going back in was most certainly not the cards, so I resolved to find a new place to piss. Now, it's around here that my story starts to become a bit more unusual. The sun was getting low in the sky, and the song in my head was rudely interrupted by the sound of a crow. I spun around and saw a woman in her mid-40s and a man who looked like he was approaching 70. The man wasn't wearing any shoes. In fact, I'm almost certain they were both aging hippies. I think that in the hope they were in possession of some sort of toilet, I asked them if they could help me. So, they took me by the hand and led me to a shabby-looking 2-man tent. On the way, I seem to remember them mentioning something about a stool transplant for my choleric temperament, but for some reason I was too busy thinking about whether or not I had ever descaled a kettle to take anything in. The tent was sort of steaming, and, like some unsuspecting victim, I unzipped it and crawled inside.
Welcome to Sweat Tenting 45 Radio, where we are attempting to conceive a cure to your affluent boredom and 24-carat tame spoons. habitually unsight the miser, and you will be forever cut from the cloth of your time. 145 Como River, where from the ardor rose the death of idols. 145 Comus Sprout, a dialectic of man and creature, ontologically unsight the miser, and forever cut from the cloth of its time, and we will forever be cut from the cloth of our time, 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 of our time. Pigeons, all lined up in a row, and a juvenile seagull picking their guts out. A couple of ducks eating some grass, and over there in the distance, a heron. By the time I managed to make my escape, it was already getting late and I was keen to get home. I felt like, and to some extent I still do, that I was carrying something extra inside me that wasn't there when I left the house. The best way that I can describe it is that it was like something inside me had been vivisected with my entire history. All of my past lives, dating back to what feels like infinity, were spliced into my very being, and now I was merely a vessel for this new entity that would lie dormant inside me until someday the opportune moment would eventually arise, and it would unleash itself upon all the thiefs upon the foundations of this world and symbiotically join them like some well-meaning yet ultimately corrupt enderfight. These thoughts were weighing heavy on my mind when, at long last, I got on the bus. I took the 249 towards Jasmine Grove, and coincidentally, soon as I got on the bus, I fucking pissed myself.
Anesthetic in the mornings, I get depressed. Come the evening, my head's vibrating, but my body, it's gotta get some rest. Was it hard to get the project? Was it hard to get the project off the ground? Is it hard to get the project? Is the project gonna make a decent sound? Sunshine is overrated. In the half-light, oh, I'm in my prime. Well, it's not easy to get a job when you're horny all the time. Was it hard to get the project? Was it hard to get the project off the ground? Is it hard to get the project? Is the project gonna make a decent sound? Look, here comes our plucky entrepreneur now. This horny goat has just landed himself a new job in finance. And despite his poor attendance, his new colleagues all agree he's a fun guy to have around the office. Yes, things are really looking up. And besides, who in their right mind would want to wake from the lost logic of the lucid dream? Oh, the dogs are barking today. Is it hard to get the project? Is it hard?
Mr. Brunel, besotted veils. Atop the hills, entitlement. All native fauna knows better than to inquire. He is a lonely man today. For those who express their inner turmoil, they will express it every day. But when at long last questioned by the naive vagrant, all they could talk about was energy plans and tenancy agreements, and the best way to avoid botulism when reheating rice, they just begs the response, wake up, Prowst. He said, wake up, Prowst. And sure enough, he had a very big house. But dark clouds were forming on the horizon. A tempest of gargantuan proportions. A deities long thought extinct. And even Prowst, still haunted by the lost souls of Radio 4, could not help but be inspired. But when at long last putting pen to paper, all he could write is only when we count our days and they're numbered, and other such prolix before cursing the word grain and leaving us a shall wake up, Prowst. Shall wake up, Prowst.
And I came down from the clouds and said unto the nice man, and I came down from the clouds and said unto the nice man, Prowst, I am the creator, and you must never forget. Prowst.
Sweating.
down on the floor. And I guess we gather around me and they say, what took you so long? What took you so long to figure it out? You know a little loving's never easy to fake, but when you look at me like that now, honey, I just gotta say, it took you so long, it took you so long. There we go.
A restoration plan, but we forgot our present land. We sought the past to cure the land. We held our past with Tenrid Hands. I had a Paleolithic presentiment. We tried to resurrect an elephant. It was prophetic to a point, a problematic surrogate. She had defective cilia. The fetus lost its symmetry. The newborn's T-shirt appearance bestowed the gift of clairvoyance. This elephantine ESP proved little help for human beings. We gathered hints of things to come. We gleaned a frightful prediction. Without the ken of what's been done, the permafrost recedes and the sky will burn. I endeavor to alter this fact by collecting forgotten artifacts. A sum of a diadem. For years I sought to covet them. Such is the nature of space and time. I found the abyss
in peace on the 249. I met a stranger on the bus. He was a fine young cannibal. If history was a genome, then his son was the missing chromosome. But as we sang, we could not have known our final words were Johnny come home. Take your hat, take your gloves, take your boots and things. For the future belongs to the elephants. Mammothus primigenus. Have usurped Homo sapiens. So when you're casting your villain, it was not me, our president. Johnny come home, the Johnny come home. The Johnny come home, the Johnny come home. The Johnny come home, the Johnny come home. Johnny come home. The Johnny come home. Johnny come home. The Johnny come home. Johnny come home. The Johnny come home. Sometimes I shake my hips like this. People say that I get overexcited, but in truth I am calm and in control. And then sometimes I shake my hips like this. And if you're gonna get close, then you know what? I'm gonna get real close to. The dream of this home, and make an awful fuss. I'd rather be at home. All these Europeans never let it go. I would rather stay at home. When it comes to the face of it all, I've still got plenty of ideas. This time I think I'm gonna do the twist. I'm gonna make it like Foucault, make you feel like it's your fault when I misunderstood. Wait, I forget the words. It was either something about the means to justify the ends, or the ends to justify the means. Well, I know one thing. As long as at the ends of the day my means can get off my ends. You know what I mean, Nick?
Yeah,
But when it comes to the face of it all, I'm still brimming with ideas.
What you gonna do with all that junk in your trunk? All that junk in your trunk. Tell you what I'm gonna do with all my junk in my trunk, sitting in my trunk. Gonna get you drunk. Get you drunk.
stayed up all night. We stayed until first light. A brief lapse in foresight is all it takes. So cover your face to the whole human race. If you feel out of place, there's no time to waste. Just cover your face. But we still had a really very good time, drawing the curtains to the rain that had just started falling outside the house that nothing had built. We decided this about 5 or 6 minutes ago. We knew it was true. What else could we do? Without this point of view, we wouldn't be we, you wouldn't be you. Count up the costs, subtract the loss, and see what you've got. Then buy a house that somewhere somebody built. But we still had a rollicking, ripping good time, drawing the curtains to the rain that had just started falling outside the house that nothing had built. We decided this about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Such a jolly fucking good time, drawing the curtains to the rain that had just started falling outside the house that no one had built. If you're getting hungry, I'll take you out for a pie and gravy, with chips for side and dance all night, 4-pack of Horny and I'm feeling alright. Then up onto the mezzanine, we'll go house on a bag of ketamine. Let's talk alive, it's us and I'm pulling over but you're making a scene. There's so much more that I can do to make love to you. Feeling kinda lonely, but I want you to know I was gonna get it ready, but you've been too slow. Now you're here and you're holding me head over heels. She's my kind of gal. Darling, I could've called you back, but I'm so busy lately, where's the fun of that? So here we go, another note. You know what's coming, but the fact still remains. There's so much more that I can do than make love to you. Yeah, than make love to you. Yeah, to make love to you. Yeah, to make love to you.
feeling kinda horny, but I want you to know I was gonna get it ready, but you've been too slow. And now you're here and you're holding me head over heels. She's my kinda girl. That make love to you. Formalities aside, and dispense with the loaded speech. Just raise a glass with pride and drink to lemon bleach. Sitting on the beach, sipping on that bleach. Oh, the ladies love, they love their lemon bleach. Don't need your sick vaccines, there's only one remedy I preach. I've never felt so clean since I picked up a bottle of bleach. Though my body may complain, and my soul feels like an unblocked drain, I'll keep my conscience on a leash for the sake of lemon bleach. Got a baby in the bag, gonna bleach my baby black. Oh, the ladies love, they love their lemon bleach. So to the world we must beseech, with our powers of free speech, keep a potion that we seek forever within reach, like the coral out at sea, or the E. coli on your toilet seat. Oh, the ladies love, they love their lemon bleach, like the coral out at sea, or the E. coli on your toilet seat. Oh, the ladies love, they love their lemon bleach.
La